Wardlow! Good old Wardlow. Tony Schiavone in the ring, the live in-ring interview with Wardlow, his big chance to lay this whole backstory out, get sympathy from the fans, tell his side of things, make himself bigger than he has been now that all the eyes and all the attention are on him. And now we know why he hasn't been doing any promos. And now we also know why they need developmental, because he should have been doing promos, not on national TV, but in front of the people at the church gym for practice. And this guy, he's got all the tools in the world. He's got the size, he's got the look, he's got the youth. But he wrote down and rehearsed a speech and recited it with absolutely no emotion or conviction and an awkward delivery. He was trying to talk himself into some of this. I didn't believe it. He didn't believe it. The story of his poor, destitute mother is not the best material, but with some fire, some passion, some righteous indignation, and a little feeling here, you could have got it across. You're talking about MJF. They hate him anyway, one of the hottest heels. It's a age-old situation of the guy being kept under the fucking thumb of the evil overseer, and he wants to revolt. He tried to fire up a little bit in the middle of it, but he's not comfortable, Wardlow, talking on television, and it showed here. And so he needs experience with his delivery, his inflection, and his sincerity. This didn't ruin his career, but this was in no way a breakout promo, and it didn't really stand up to the all of the buildup that we've got to this point to finally hear him saying, "I'm going to break free, and Max is a horrible guy, and here's why." We didn't, we got some of those things said, but there wasn't a lot of captivating emotion behind them. You see what I'm saying?
I do. I kind of was hoping he would sound like Rex Steiner, actually.
Yeah, that way.
That's what you're thinking. You never hear the guy talk. He says a lot without talking, but he came out there and he just gave this whole story talking into the camera. If he was out there for 30 seconds and just yelled into the microphone for the first time he's ever been on the mic that he's going to kill MJF, it would have gone a lot further, I think. I don't want to know every wrestler's backstory.
Well, the backstory needs to be revealed, but it's not always the wrestler that needs to reveal the backstory. And the problem is that when you got especially a big guy and a guy that's inexperienced like this, people want him to sound authoritative and they want him to have bass in his voice, and they want him to sound like he looks, and at the same time, they want to hear a story that they believe that he really means. And that was not here. And part of it's the material, and part of it's his lack of experience at ever doing this before. But that,
like Goldberg didn't do long promos at his peak in WCW. There's a way to, obviously there's lots of ways to make a guy a big star without having him have to do this.
But I'm amazed at the way that guys look so much better than the generation or two generations ago. They look better physically. They're better groomed. They're better looking. They can't fucking talk. The guys that's how, let's face it, a lot of the guys in the territory days, they couldn't have got laid in a whorehouse with a fistful of 50s the way they looked, even though they were on TV, but they had the fucking line. They could talk to people in the building. They could cut promos. They could get laid. They could con people out of shit. They could fucking lay down a line of bullshit. And these guys, I guess they all text on cell phones and play video games amongst themselves these days, and nobody goes out and practices those communication skills anymore. But God, this is a boring bunch of fucking people. Anyway, QT Marshall and Keith Lee were face to face. We've been waiting for that forever. Holy mackerel. QT says he's got Keith Lee's back. Keith Lee says, "I've got a very large back and I'm good." And QT says, "You'll pay for that." Hey, what the fuck? That's actually the exchange. It's a 45 seconds of the back. QT wants to fucking buddy up to him. Says, I got your back. Keith Lee says, I've got a large back and I don't need you. I'm good. And you'll pay for this. Good Lord. All right.